This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
I shudder thinking how the world can be so cruel. I lend my voice to those who can't. It's time we try, it's time we care, it's time we stand. It starts with a voice.
Welcome to the Special Chronicles podcast, Unified at Work. My name is Daniel Smrokowski. I'm the founder and host of Special Chronicles, a Southern Tribal Global Messenger alum with Special Olympics, and a service ambassador at United Airlines based in Chicago. On this Unified at Work series, we feature conversations about inclusive employment, and we're highlighting the stories of United's Washington Dallas Service Ambassador team. We are recording live. For those of you listening to the audio podcast, go check out the video. You will see that we are recording live on location from Washington Dallas International Airport. Our website, specialchronicles.com. We can see my archives, over 750 episodes absolutely for free. And I follow Special Chronicles on social media. Go on and tap that follow button right now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, so you never miss a new episode. Go ahead and did you tap that? Did you tap the follow button? Tap it, and you'll be notified new episodes every week. This month of October, you guys are listening, if you're listening to this live, with our service ambassador team. This episode is brought to you in support from United Airlines Bridge Disability Business Resource Group. United's Bridge Group is dedicated to connecting people of all abilities. United is committed to disability inclusion for employment and travel, including having Special Olympics athletes like myself and my guest today as part-time employees. This week on the Special Chronicles podcast, Unified at Work series, we coded on location from Washington Dallas International Airport. We're sitting in the, I don't know if I said it in the last episode, but I'll say it right now, we're sitting in the chief pilot's office in this conference room. We've got some nice area views of, I'm assuming the Dallas Airport in the background. If you guys are watching this right now on YouTube, drop us a comment. Go to specialchronicles.com/comment. Let me know what is behind me. I think it is. We can fact check that later. But please put both your hands together as my guest wheels himself in. Our guest is
Gionfriddo.
A Special Olympics Virginia athlete, and John is also service ambassador based at Dallas International Airport. For your virtual applaud, I feel like just imagine all the. I've heard from our listeners that they actually do applaud.
Yeah, but
some listeners do applaud. I'm sure if you guys are listening, yeah.
Thank you
For applauding.
Thank you.
And so, John, we got connected. I think we might have first met at the Special Olympics Virginia Dallas plane pool. Is that correct? When my girlfriend and I came out.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. I'm trying to think back. That was
Actually, that was September of last year.
September last year.
Yep.
Yes, I remember that because
Yep.
When I landed here a few hours ago, midday, and as I was walking from gate C23 at Dallas Airport down the hall to where this conference room is, it was looking familiar. I remember it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're familiar with it, right?
It's still a little. I know when my girlfriend and I when we came for the plane pull, it was can be a little confusing because this is only my second time at Dallas. At Dallas. But let's enough about how I traveled here. They can be the after show. You guys want curious. Anyways, with that, some of the listeners, if they're listening and they're from Virginia, if they're from this area,
Yeah.
They probably know you, but why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what disability you were diagnosed with, what's your role in our Special Olympics movement, what state program you are from, and your job title at United Airlines.
All right. Hi, my name is Gionfriddo, and I have an intellectual disability. My role in Special Olympics is first as an athlete, second to promote Special Olympics. This past Saturday, I volunteered as an athlete or a server at a Special Olympics pancake fest fundraiser in Arlington, Virginia.
Awesome.
This past week.
This past weekend, awesome. So not only are you an athlete, but an athlete volunteer at events, right?
Yes. I volunteer at events. Yes.
Awesome.
That's right. I am from Virginia's Area 26 program. My title at United Airlines is Special Olympics Service Ambassador, but also known as a SOSA.
As a SOSA, yes. So if you guys, for those of you listening, if you don't know, if you guys
want to know what SOSA
is,
that's what it is.
That's what it is. It's all just, if we want to keep it simple, Service Ambassador, right?
Or the name's too long for you and you make it shorter.
Yeah.
You could say SOSA, but
yeah, SOSA or just Service Ambassador. Yeah, there you go. All right, and let me take our listeners back to your early years. Whether it was before you got involved in Special Olympics, or just tell us about some of the challenges because of your disability.
I have trouble learning. I would have trouble in do you want school or
school? Yeah. School.
Or what are you looking for particular?
Yeah, just anything like school or just whether it's social with friends or just
many years I've had trouble making friends. It's just there's something about it that is really extremely hard for me to make friends. And learning and trying new things.
Awesome. Yeah, I think similarly, I remember in my early years, same type of thing. I think even in our elementary school, I would come home from school in tears because people didn't understand. Did you find in your early years in school that people just didn't understand you? Or?
That's a very good question. No, actually, I actually remember this way back 20 years ago from elementary school. No, people understood me. It's just I had trouble making friends in elementary school. But people understood me. It's just
the people understood. Yeah,
I wanted to make friendships with people, but it was hard.
And then fast forward to we'll get into in the next segment about Special Olympics, but as a lot of our listeners know, and it's just in our Special Olympics movement, and even our colleagues at United Airlines know that it's challenges is not the focus of all stories, but it's our joys and accomplishments because of disability. So what was some of the I guess jumping off of what you said of not making friends, what was some of the accomplishments or joys? Was it when you got involved in this movement in Special Olympics, or what was if you were to if there was a highlight or two of what some of the joys and accomplishments?
Well, I'm actually about to tell you about that right now.
Awesome.
Okay, so I was a student at George Mason University in their Mason program. This program has their own Special Olympics teams. So I went to George Mason and I heard about it when I was at George Mason.
Awesome. That's pretty close to here, right?
Yeah, it's in Fairfax.
There's another athlete, Jerry Holy. I don't know if you know.
No, I don't
Jim.
actually.
He's an athlete in Virginia, and he works at Special
No kidding.
Olympics. He went to George Mason University as well.
No way, man.
And Jerry has a podcast, so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I just another connection of another athlete that I know. But yeah, I'll let you continue.
So this program, okay. I compete in the Special Olympics basketball program,
Awesome.
and through the basketball teams, I became involved in athlete leadership.
Awesome. We'll get into a little bit more about Special and a little bit more about some of your accomplishments in the next segment.
All right.
But I think what a lot of I guess if we were to sum up this introduction is that
Is what?
you said that you didn't have a lot of friends and you had a hard time making friends, but once you went to George Mason University and then got involved in Special Olympics, you were able to.
Oh, I was able to. So you're saying like I was able to make friends then, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or develop friendships then?
Would you say that you were able to develop friends?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Is there a particular friendship that kind of comes to mind?
Like a particular what?
Like is there a friend that you met through Special Olympics that comes to mind that has been impactful for you?
No, because pretty much at Special Olympics, people are all my friends. I would say. I see basically all my friends during basketball season. So,
awesome. And
so, yeah.
Speaking of basketball, I'm going to leave the listeners on the edge of the seats because there's a connection that we possibly could share.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys listened to the last episode with Maggie, that you heard what there was, but I was going to take a quick break as I pull up the banner here on the. There we go. We will be right back with our guest John, recorded on location from Washington Dulles Airport. To let you all know that support for Special Chronicles comes from listeners like you. Please join our supporters with a monthly or one-time donation so we can operate our studio, continue our mission of giving respect and voice to people with disabilities. Visit specialchronicles.com/give to donate today. The link will be in the show notes below. And we invite you to get access to our bonus content on Special Chronicles. You can subscribe to Special Chronicles Plus if you want to hear a little bit of what it was like for us to connect the microphones today and with these camera angles and it's one camera angle, but if you get access to that behind the scenes footage and bonus content and help support the show, specialchronicles.com/plus, specialchronicles.com/plus to join today. And with that, you had just mentioned about Special Olympics, John, and
yes,
you mentioned, but maybe just remind. So you first got involved with the.
Okay, so I first basically, I went. So basically, when I first heard about it is when I went to George Mason for college, and that's how I. That's how I heard about it.
And then you tell us about the sports that you compete in, because as we all know, athlete leadership and health and schools are other programs, but
absolutely
sports is the foundation. You want to tell us some of the sports that you compete in?
Well, I just compete in basketball, but actually maybe next year I'm thinking of trying track and field.
Also, and a neat connection that we show is I also compete in basketball.
Okay.
And actually, by the time we hear this next month in July, or by the time our listeners hear this, it would have been in the past, I'm going to try bocce for the first time. But let's kind of.
Oh, you are okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool, man.
Let's jump back to basketball because that's something that we share
we do
in common. And what our listeners heard on the last episode. As I throw my pen, don't tear off on Joe. I threw right off the pen. Okay. Anyways, United's chief customer officer, Linda Jojo, she played basketball in college.
Oh wow!
And what we talked about in the last episode with Maggie is she also played basketball like you and me. Maybe we should have some type of unified basketball game against our coworkers at United, or
that's kind of cool.
How
would that work?
I don't know. I'm just putting the idea out there.
No, I like it. It's a good idea.
Like with unified sports, like maybe we could figure out a way where we can have an equal number of co-workers at United play on the same team, like I don't know, some type of fun basketball.
That sounds cool, man. I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah, maybe we could.
Why not?
Why not? But what brought you into competing in basketball?
Oh, I heard about this job from
No. I mean, like with basketball, like what made you interested in wanting to compete in basketball?
Oh, that. I don't know. I just remember as a kid. I remember just as a kid, remember playing it for fun, and in like school, like in elementary and middle school, and I just wanted to play more of it and see how get a better experience with the sport.
Absolutely, yeah. It's I've one of my teammates got me into basketball, and it's a lot of exercise too, and just it's a good, I think, team sport where.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
There's a lot of skills that I think we can apply to our jobs at United and being part of a team.
Of course.
Kind of moving into kind of off the basketball court into athlete leadership, because that's, I think, I'm sure some of our listeners might be learning about that Special Olympics is much more than us competing in basketball, competing in sports, but about athlete leadership. How did you first get involved in athlete leadership programs?
I heard about athlete leadership programs.
Yeah. In the athlete leadership program, how did you get involved with whether you're giving speeches as an athlete leader, like as an athlete spokesperson, or
just at George Mason?
Just at George Mason. And so, how would you say that? What skills have you brought from United, which we'll get into in the next segment? What skills have you brought from Special Olympics as a leader into United? Is it being part of a team, or?
That's a good question. I would have to say teamwork. Being part of a team.
Awesome. Yeah, I think our previous guest said the same thing as well, that teamwork is that's something that us special athletes bring to our jobs at United. Is
you're right.
We're able to
you're absolutely right.
Communicating with our team, communicating with our coaches, we're able to bring that to our jobs. So that's a good transition into the next segment, but we're going to take a short break to let you all know that support for Special Chronicles comes from ComEd, an Energy First Ambassador Program, the country's first energy and solar efficiency education program designed for and taught by people with disabilities. You can learn more at specialchronicles.com, ComEd, at specialchronicles.com/ComEd. And speaking of taking from off the field, John.
Yes. Yep.
And taking our athlete leadership skills into United. Take us back to, I believe it was January 2023, so about a year and a half ago. Like, how did you first hear about this job, this new employment opportunity? With
sure.
United Airlines as a service ambassador. How did you first kind of take a little back to like how you first thought about?
This job? Okay,
about becoming a service ambassador.
So I heard about this job from Special Olympics Virginia Area 26.
Awesome. And did you know anything about aviation or what? Or when you first heard about it, what like did you know anything about airlines, about like this job, or what I guess what was, because I know like for myself as one of the original service ambassadors 5 years ago, they just created the jobs for the first time in Chicago, and I know.
Oh wow!
I didn't know anything about this. So for yourself, did you know anything about what the job was going to be, or can you kind of take our listeners back to when you got that call from the Special Olympics Virginia staff? What were you thinking? Kind of take us back on how you first found out. I know it was a year and a half ago.
I know. I'm trying to remember.
I know.
I was kind of excited. I was excited because, I thought it'd be really cool to work in an airport. And I was like, I got to work in an airport before. This is a very cool experience.
Also, yeah, it definitely is a cool experience. And I think what a lot of you're able to not only represent United Airlines, but also represent Special Olympics.
Yeah, exactly.
As like you're able to really be that show love and caring to everyone,
yes,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
of course.
You heard about the job, and then the end of January 2023, you came in for an interview and training, right? Or can you take us back on? I mean, the way you guys did it might be a little differently than how we.
Well, I actually remember getting the interview in like December of 2022, and then started training like the middle of January, and then starting like right at the end of January.
Right at the end of January. So
it was like 2 weeks before February. So you heard about it at the end of December, like in the end of 2022, or was it not till the beginning of like when did you? I guess to kind of put it kind of. So when did I first hear about it?
Yeah. Like if we were to put like a timeline.
Towards the end of 2022, actually.
The end of 20.
Yeah.
To the end of 2022, and then you had a few weeks to kind of think about it, read over the job description.
Yes.
And then it was you said in January 2023 when United Airlines brought you in.
Yes.
To here at Dallas.
Yes. It was the end of January, and
what was that experience like coming in? Because you said it was exciting to be at the airport. But was that like
excited, but also I was nervous because I didn't know kind of where everything was.
I think same thing for me back in Chicago. Like it's a big airport, so like you all a little nervous, but
exactly.
Yeah, so kind of going. So you came in and you were meeting your managers, and
so first of all we had to do all these computer trainings like on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Then I remember working with like a mentor, like a job coach, and she was us Actually, I have some more of it right here.
Yeah.
My training lasted several weeks.
Yeah,
I had
same.
to learn all the different airlines at Dulles, where passengers could find TSA, bag drop off, check in and out, and where arrivals can be met.
Also, yeah.
So I had to learn so much.
I think same thing for myself 5 years ago. We had a lot. I know. I think one of our supervisors even gave us like a laminated sheet of whale. A lot of that like whales. I mean,
You mean kind of like a what? Like just a
like a little guide. I guess.
Guide.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's a good word.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
because because as now, I guess we'll jump in a little bit ahead, but now a year and a half for you into this job, passengers are coming up to you and probably don't really know. Like a lot of time, people don't know where to go.
They're confused in the
They're
airport.
confused, and so you were able to have that training.
Yes, to kind of know where everything is and to know where to direct the customers correctly.
Awesome, yeah. So that's I'm glad that they were able to customize that training.
Thanks.
Because
Yeah.
we don't do work on the computer, but like it's neat that we're still able to have the proper training
Yes.
before we actually go out on the floor and go out physically to help people. If you were to sum up your training experience, what did you like it? What was that whole training experience like?
Let me see. To sum it up, I liked it. I mean, I like to help customers. It's just at the beginning, I would get confused on which side of the, like if the passengers were looking for like a different airline, for instance.
Yeah.
I had to memorize which side the airline I wanted was on.
Awesome.
And that took me a long time to remember.
Same.
I'm really good at it now.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But it took me a while to figure it out.
Yeah, I would say for me too.
Yeah, what?
And I don't know about you, but like when I went through so for me it was 5 years ago. For you, it was a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
but
training.
I was able to, particularly for the United gates, able to have a map in my mind. A map in my mind of kind of where all the United gates were in the airport. Were you able to kind of put together like a little map? So like if somebody asks you like roughly where.
Give me like an example.
Okay, yeah. So I'll give you an example. So like I flew in today.
Okay.
Gate C23.
Okay.
And right now we're sitting in like kind of near like D1, D3, kind of this.
We're in the D gates.
We're in the D gates. So let's say if someone and if like this is my second time here, so I now know where I'm going. But if somebody just came off of the flight from Chicago and they landed at gate C23,
yes,
and they needed to get to
name a gate.
D5.
Oh, I see.
Do you say that you kind of have like a map in your mind of where it?
Yeah, I actually do. Yeah.
So like, let's say that you're meeting in arrival at C23. The flight that came in on, which was, let's see if I can pull up my boarding pass. I don't know if it's still going to show up on here. So like, let's say that I came in on flight 15, United flight 1581 from Chicago to Washington Dulles, and I landed at gate C23.
Okay.
And you as a sales ambassador are greeting passengers like myself.
Sure, absolutely.
That came off late.
Yes, absolutely.
To help with wayfinding. And let's say I'm not connecting today, but like let's say that I was connected to gate. My connection was gate D3. Or I needed to know where baggage claim, like where arrivals was.
Like to meet an arrival.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So like my connection was departing out of D3.
Yeah.
And I came in, and so let's role play a little bit for our listeners. So as a service ambassador,
Okay.
so
Yes.
and we're both service ambassadors, but just to role play, I'll pretend that I'm a passenger, and I'm just came off of the flight from Chicago, and we landed at C-23, and you're looking, and you're greeting customers saying, "Welcome to Dallas."
Yes. Welcome to Dallas
Airport. Welcome to United Airlines.
Mm-hmm.
And I come up to you, so I'm walking. Right now we're sitting, but I'm walking, and you probably have a name tag on. We took them off for the podcast, but I say hi John. I'm looking for my connection flight to.
Just giving an example.
London, for example.
Okay.
That was
All right.
in one of our orientations.
Sure.
That was anyways, London.
Okay.
And it's departing out of D3.
D3.
Let's just say that.
All right. Yeah.
So,
whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Yeah. So John, my connection to London is, I believe. Can you tell me where gate D3 is?
Yeah. Sure. So if we're here near, it's gonna be. She's gonna go down there, and then it's gonna be on the right.
On the right.
Yes.
So I'll keep going straight.
Yes.
And then pass an pizza.
No, a Dunkin' Donuts.
A Dunkin'
Donuts.
and
Pizza. You're right.
and a
You're
pizza,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so if you pass the pizza, it's just
It's
a little
just
bit towards
a little
down
bit
there.
down
Yeah.
there. Awesome. So thanks, John. That was really
Sure.
helpful. And
Absolutely.
now I'll be able to make my connection to London.
That's good.
There you go. And scene. There we go. So you guys, that's an example of
Yes.
you're on the job. So if you guys are flying through Dallas
That's right.
and you see John,
Yes.
you can ask him. If you're looking for baggage claim, where baggage claim
Or
is.
anything.
Or
Even if
anything.
you're going out or taking a trip or you're looking for your gate.
Yeah.
Any of that stuff.
Any of that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
speaking of that, what do you enjoy most about your job as a service ambassador? Oh, wait, hold on. Are we? Uh-oh. Are we? Uh-oh. Are we still? Oh, weak signal. We need to connect again. We might have to sign back into the Wi-Fi and hope that it's still okay. I have no idea where we left off, but we will.
Okay.
Hopefully, it will. Let's see. There we go. Connect. There we go. No, thanks. Taking me to the internet. There we go. And okay, we're gonna pop back into the studio. And oh, there we go. Pop back into the studio. I think it's there we go. And we are still coding, folks. Wait, let me remove that. And we are back. You just saw a little bit of the behind the scenes here. I have no idea if that. Okay, are we on the right camera angle? No, we're not. Let's go. There we go. All right.
Yeah, that's how it was before.
Yeah, that's where it was before. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are still recording.
All right, here.
Might have to kind of do a little bit of, but we don't know where exactly we left off, but it looks like we are still recoding. Let's just take a short break to let you all know, and we'll come back because I forgot where we left off. Do you remember, John?
Yeah, I actually remember.
Okay.
I do.
So let's just take just a quick break to let us just to reset and let you all know. This episode is also brought to you by United Airlines Bridge, Disability Business Resource Group. United's Bridge is dedicated to connecting people of our abilities. United is committed to disability inclusion for employment and travel, including having special others athletes like John and myself as part-time employees. We've got a gift for you, John, but I will give you that at the end of the episode. But switching back, you remember, and I
were right here.
You were right there, yeah. And now I remember very well.
I'm glad you remember.
Now, yeah. So you guys, that's the technology of doing this.
Absolutely.
Right. But so we had just role played of your job, and to give an example to our listeners of what it's like for you to work as a SOSA ambassador.
Yeah.
And what would you say that you enjoy most about your job as a SOSA ambassador at United Airlines? What would you say?
The most enjoyable part of my job is probably meeting and helping lots of people.
Lots of people. Awesome. And that's really neat that, because like it's being at an airport, you get to meet lots of people like that example that I said of coming off a plane, you're meeting an arrival, or you're in the lobby, and you're meeting people that are departing to different destinations across the country.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We probably could have gotten this at the top of the episode, but now it's okay. I don't have the time clock in front of me, so let's just say at the top of the episode. I could have gotten into this, but we first met at the Special Olympics Virginia Dulles plane pole last September.
Yes, that's right.
And also at the 2024 SOSA Summit.
Yes.
This past May. Can you tell us what it was like for you to meet myself and the other original Special Olympics SOSA ambassadors based in Chicago?
I thought it was really a great experience to come to Chicago just even though it was for a day.
Yeah.
Wasn't that much time.
No.
It was fun to meet the Chicago SOSAs and hear about how they do their jobs.
Awesome. Yeah, because we all SOSA ambassadors, SOSAs, we all have the same job, but the hubs, the airports where we work are a little bit different. So they're different. Yeah. So it's neat how we were able to take that self-assessment.
Yeah, exactly.
SOSA Summit. How we're able to connect with each other. I think if we do this again, I don't know about you, but it seems like we maybe a little bit more time of us sharing about what we all do.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because
I think that's a great idea.
It seems like each hub does it a little bit differently, but maybe if
I like that idea for next time.
For next time, if people at headquarters that are listening, if they have a little bit more time of kind of hearing from us and how we're able to kind of what we want to do on the job. I think we did a little bit of that, maybe like a little bit more time, or we'll connecting with each other.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think if we ever do that again, I think we should try to do it like that way. Like the way you said.
And like I think we got a chat on Teams with
that's right.
That I had set up where we're all able to
communicate with each other.
Communicate with each other. Moving on.
All right.
Actually, this is the point. This is the surprise part of the program. Before we get to the last summing, this is the surprise part of the program. Well, got a little surprise for you. And I didn't tell anybody else doing this, so but hopefully it's okay. I'll give you, no one's gonna mind. I'll give you a couple of bridge stickers, one of the business resource groups at United,
Okay.
as well as a luggage tag.
Oh wow, thanks.
So like I told Maggie in the previous episode, I didn't know how. I thought, oh, do you use a pen? But she said a marker might be better to write on this.
A what?
A marker.
Oh, marker.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But this is for.
Oh, thank you.
I put
Okay.
Well, I've got one on my backpack, and then I've got another one on my carry-on bag. But yeah, that's a gift.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And with that, I think that pretty much we probably could be here all day, but we all need to get back to our day jobs.
Yeah.
And our listeners might be wondering how to get involved in this movement, how to get involved in Special Olympics, whether the Special Olympics Virginia or their local program. For those of you listening to the audio podcast, we'll put links in the show notes right in the description below, right whether you're listening or watching. You see it on the screen, but do you want to share with our listeners, John, how can our listeners, after hearing your story, how can they get involved in Special Olympics?
Yeah, that's a good point because I was just about to say that. So,
Awesome.
So perfect. No, so if you want to learn more, listeners want to learn more and get involved with the Special Olympics program, they go to specialolympics.org to find your local program around the globe.
Yes, around the globe.
Around the globe.
We'll put the link in the show notes. So if you guys are listening right here in Virginia, you're listening in my home state of Illinois or another country across the globe, specialolympics.org. And if you want to book your travel, United.com, or like I did on the award-winning United app, you can book your travel.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Yes.
And we as SOSA ambassadors can even help them use the United app, right?
Yeah, we can help you do that if you ever need
so
help doing
look
that.
for,
Yeah.
we'll take a picture after, but you guys see that we're wearing a co-branded. We're not only representing the United Airlines, but we're representing Special Olympics.
That's right.
And so
that's right.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome. Do you have any final thoughts on your overall time here today? We'll get to that final question about inclusion at the end of the episode, but before we get to the final thought, it's been a blast of fun. Somewhere I've got a note of
what? What's the wording?
Yeah, the wording. This came to me on the job one time. So United is all about the friendly skies, right? And even coming here, the captain, we were delayed, but like he was being friendly in the way that he was communicating to the passenger on our flight. But this struck me that in our Special Olympics movement, when we're competing, it's about, like what our chairman, Tim Shriver, says, it's about the fun that lasts. And in United, we can say it's the fun in the friendly skies. Fun
in the friendly
fun. That we have fun. We have fun.
I see.
We have fun. I don't know if that makes any sense. If I'm just but do you have any fun? Because this has been a lot of fun. We'll have to do another podcast together, or another, maybe play basketball or something. But I'm sure we'll get to meet up again. But any final thoughts on coming on the Special Chronicles podcast and our Unified at Work series?
I can't think of any more thoughts.
What? Well, I guess let's.
Or I hope we could do this again.
Yes.
Again sometime. I had a great time on this.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been a blast and
Yeah.
a lot of fun talking with you and kind of hearing your story. I'm sure our listeners as well. I'm going to go ahead and we've got a bumper to introduce this final. There we go. With a bumper to introduce the final question because we want to not just have our listeners listen to us and hear our stories, but take action into their community, into what? Into their community. We want them to kind of take something away from us just getting behind the microphones today. And to introduce, we've got a final. Let's go ahead and roll that bumper. Oh, wait. Are we? Sorry. Let's try this. Let's try this again. Click that other button.
Oh.
Right? There's so many buttons that we have on the podcast. Okay. Let's go ahead and click that button and roll that bumper.
We're not just athletes.
We are the ambassadors of an uprising.
Peaceful protesters.
In a rebellion against anyone
who has a fear of difference.
Difference.
Our demands are
equality,
dignity,
and the recognition of our
shared humanity. We will not stop
or accept anything less.
Today, our world is
more divided than ever. And coming together has never been more urgent.
The revolution
is inclusion.
Find out more at jointherevolution.org.
And with that is a perfect way to introduce this final question that we want to leave our listeners with. As you know, in Special Olympics, inclusion and revolution is a big message in this movement. It's important on this podcast, on this program, Special Chronicles, but also about at United as well. About United is including us.
Yeah.
So it's ambassador. So, what does inclusion? Ever since I came back from the 2019 Special Olympics World Games, I've been asking all the guests one final question, so I'll do the same with you. What does inclusion mean to you?
All right, inclusion means to me I can be part of a team in sports or at work. So just be a part of a team.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I think that. Well, I know that's a perfect way to wrap up this episode and let our listeners know. Not just to hear your story, but to be about a team. I think that's a perfect way to sum up being part of a team in Special Olympics, being part of the United team, being part of the Service Ambassador team. Perfect way. Couldn't have said it better. So we are, as the door opens in the studio, we're going to wrap up this episode. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so we've got a live audience for this final segment. A live audience.
Yeah.
Just a few plugs at the end of the episode. You can shop our merchandise store. You can know that 60% of the profits will go back to Special Chronicles to specialchronicles.com/shop for our Disabled Voices Matter line of merch. And keep following the podcast, so you never miss a new episode with our Service Ambassador team this month of October.
That's right.
You can go back and listen to Maggie's last episode, and coming up.
I saw that on the sheet.
On the front, yeah.
Yeah, I did. On the front page.
So coming up in the next couple of weeks, we'll hear from colleagues. Colin and Sophia will be coming up on the next couple episodes. Just keep following. Go ahead and tap that follow button so you never miss a new episode. And specialchronicles.com for links to follow us on social media and stream archives and subscribe to the newsletter, all of that. Have a great week, and we'll see you all back here next week. And I will be I'll still be on location here, but I'll be in the next couple episodes. I'll be back in the studio sometime. Yeah. Anyways, maybe we can say the choose to include at the end of the episode.
Yes.
Before we play our outro. So until then, I was going to say we could, if we still had a live audience, but I think they didn't want to distract us. But we can give ourselves a round of applause.
Yeah, I think.
And I'll give you a round of applause.
Oh, thank you, man.
And John, you yourself. It was hopefully a lot of fun coming on the podcast.
Daniel, I really enjoyed this, man. I hope sometime we can do this again real soon.
I hope so.
This was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, and that's what we try to do on this program, this platform, Special Chronicles, as well as Special Olympics and United. We're all about having fun and being caring and loving and supporting
that's
each
right.
other.
Yeah.
So until then,
absolutely.
We'll catch you next week right here, same time, same place, specialchronicles.com. And until then, choose to include.
Choose what?
Choose to include. Should we say that at the same time?
Yeah.
Choose
soon to include.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Special Chronicles Shows podcast. Visit specialchronicles.com to follow Special Chronicles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified of new episodes. Also, subscribe to our newsletter mailing list to sign up for our updates and get exclusive content delivered to your inbox. Remember to do what you do with these podcasts. Subscribe or follow and rate and review Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Finally, please share this episode and all of our podcasts with your friends and family. Help us grow our audience and reach 5,000 downloads of our audio podcasts and over 14,000 average monthly listeners. Have a great week, and we'll see you back here next week with exciting new guests. See you next week.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
Oh, is this thing still on? Oh.
Yes, it is.
I'll fill up my water. I think there we go. There you go. Now, actually, now our live audience back. They can give us a round of applause. We were giving ourselves a round of applause. All right. Now we're here.